What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have a special video, the North American Joust Championship 2017 Finals, brought to you by these awesome people from patreon.com who support the channel. Thank you to everyone who does. In this we have Alex playing Martell the Stag versus AJ playing Martell Fealty. There are the beautiful prizes, the trophy and whatnot that they're playing for. AJ's on the left here, like I said, with Martell Fealty. On the right we have Alex running that Martell Stag. We've seen both of these guys playing these decks in this Gen Con series, so if you have not watched those, go back and check them out. Hit up Rob's Gaming Table on YouTube, click the playlist section, and look for the Gen Con 50 or Gen Con 2017 North American Joust playlist for Game of Thrones, the card game, obviously. So for setups here, on the left we have Hota, a Bastard Daughter, a Desert Scavenger, and a Blood Orange Grove. On the right we have double Bastard Daughters, Dornish Fiefdoms, and Chamber of the Painted Table. And I do apologize for the posting of this a little later than the last video I posted for this series. Something came up in the way, which was called Canadian Nationals for Fantasy Flight Games, actually. And I played in that and had to stream it and record tons of videos. So subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Hit that little notification reminder beside the subscribe button to be notified, because there's going to be lots of videos coming from Canadian Nationals very shortly after this. And the streams are already up on the channel, so you can go check those out. The day 1 stream of 6 rounds of Swiss, and then the day 2 stream, which involved the top 8, but with a special best of 3 finals, so you can go check that out there too. So go hit those up. Canadian Nationals 2017 Game of Thrones live stream videos. Both of them are pretty big. I think one's like 7 hours, one's like 5 hours, but you can skip through and scrub through and find what you need to find in there. And looks like we got an Iron Throne grabbed with a building orders on both sides, because Varys Riddle was flipped there and copied the building orders that Alex played there. So AJ was able to take advantage, and we're going to see this, I'm sure, both these decks being kind of Martell stall decks. The Iron Throne is going to play a big part, especially when Chamber of the Painted Table is already on the table on the right side. Alex is looking to get that Iron Throne to pair up that IKEA table and chair combo there, and AJ realizes that that's the location he needs to grab too, to try not to just lose power every round to the Chamber of the Painted Table. And if it's going to be the battle locations, I know they're both playing Pyromancers, so that could play a big role here, is who can get their Pyromancers in play and snipe the other person's locations, because I believe these are both very location-heavy decks. They're both going to have similar characters and locations and events and all that, because they're both Martell. The difference being Alex on the right here doing Banner of the Stag has the Chamber of the Painted Table, the Vanguard Lancers, because it is the quote-unquote Cancer Lancer deck. That has been discussed so much recently, and he has, I believe, Davos. I forget what else is in the banner. I think you can find the deck list on Thrones DB. I believe just search Cancer Lancer, and you should find it. I'm trying to remember what else he has in there from Baratheon, but we might see some of it during this game. So let's grab some popcorn, sit back, relax, and we're gonna watch this grueling finals between 2 Martell decks. Who would have thought Gen Con 50, 170 whatever 4 players in the finals, or the top 4 would contain 3 Martell decks, and no Lannister. I don't know who else. No Night's Watch, I guess, was predicted to be pretty high up there. Maybe even Greyjoy, but like, I don't know, Martell, I don't think it was expected to be here. This prevalent in the top 4 and then sitting at the final table. So we got a Dornish Fiefdoms out on the other side now. And it looks like Alex only marshaled the Greenblood Trader and an Iron Throne. And AJ's... looks like he's marshaling a Greenblood Trader of his own. So it looks like Alex is taking the lead here and AJ's just copying everything he does, I think is what's happening here. It's like literally a mirror match. I don't know. But you can't let one player get ahead here. You gotta. It makes sense. They're both digging for answers, trying to build up their combos, find their Last of the Giants, their Varyses, I'm sure. Get their Pyromancers, start disrupting locations. Both getting ready for the resets, I'm sure. Because I bet there'll be many of those. And since it's a finals, it's not untimed anymore. With second edition, the tournament rules, the finals are 120 minutes is the time limit. So basically the time of playing 2 full games and some, and an extra 10 minutes in there, I believe, is what it is. So they don't have to rush. They can take their time. Both the decks are known for not being very quick. They don't really rush. They just control the opponent till the opponent's so frustrated and top decking and can't find anything to deal with the opponent's crap that, you know, the Martell player will just win by just doing little chump challenges with their weenies.
You guys are gonna talk about
And you just heard Alex tell people to kind of step away if they're going to talk about the game. He doesn't want to hear it. There was quite a crowd around the table. You will, if you stick around to the end of the video, you will see I do have some shots of all the people around the table watching. We had a couple of the designers of the game, Nate French and Danny Schaefer, were in attendance watching. We got our judges, lots of fans, lots of people from the top 16 were there on this last day of Gen Con on the Sunday morning watching this finals. So it looks like an intrigue challenge here going unopposed. And one claim, yep. It's his Viper's Eyes. That's what you want to hit. That's why you'll see these Martell players go at each other with intrigue first. They're looking to grab those his Viper's Eyes. You may see them not even do many military or power challenges because they do not want to walk into those Viper's Eyes. Especially later in the game, if these Martell players keep drawing up with like secret schemes, they'll have 2 or 3 of those events in hand, and on one lost military or power challenge, they will wipe 3 important cards out of your hand just like that. So intrigue coming back on the other side with the Green Blood Trader, and burning on the sand display to reduce the claim to 0, but a hand's judgment used to cancel that. And AJ will take it unopposed, and he's going to take a card out of hand after all. And it is a Secret Schemes. Ouch! That's basically like intriguing, you know, 3, 4, 5 cards out of hand, depending on when that Secret Schemes would have been played. And adding that Secret Schemes into that. Yeah, so like I've seen him play it for 2 cards, 3 cards, 4 cards, and you grab that card too. So that's a pretty good hit on the intrigue for AJ on the left, the Martell Fealty player. Both sitting at 1 power. Both looking, like I said, not wanting to do military or power here to walk into those his Viper's Eyes. But I mean, if you don't really have the important pieces in hand, nothing really to worry about yet. But seems like it's scaring AJ, and he's going to pass. He's going to take dominance. He also had to make sure he didn't lose dominance here and didn't get his power stolen by a Chamber of the Hand table. So AJ is going to have to be very careful about how committed he goes into the challenges here. So he's going to have to keep an eye on what Alex on the right's keeping standing with characters and how much gold he has saved. As you let that dominance go a couple rounds, and that Chamber of the Pain table just drains you. Plus your opponent winning dominance in general is, you know, it kind of sucks. They get a power, but and it's a power you could have had. But when they get that power and they're stealing a power from you a couple turns in a row, before you know, that's quite a big power swing there after a few rounds pass in the game, and you're just letting that go. Which I've learned personally. Look down, you're like, well, how the hell did you get that much power already? And where'd all my power go? So we're going on to round 2 plots here. AJ carefully selecting his plot. Looks like their plots are chosen. We got Duel, which looks like Alex just wanted to burn it. He knows this deck. It doesn't matter. No point in saving it. You're not going to find 2 6-costers across the board. And on the board in general, really, other than maybe a Varus on both sides of the board. And counting coppers on the other side to draw some cards for the Martell Fealty player. And it looks like the Martell Fealty player is going first since he lost initiative there to the Duel. And he plays a Rose Road for his limited. He only has 2 gold to work with. He hasn't knelt his Dornish fiefdoms yet, but that'll only get him 1 gold. We've seen Alex on the other side. He's done it in the action window to get his 2 gold since he's going second. And there, AJ has done it. He's got a Blood Orange Grove to work with too, and a Desert Scavenger. But does he even need to put any more cards on the board? He's kneeling Fealty and the Blood Orange Grove, and he's just digging. Throws out a Green Blood Trader. Sorry, Green Blood Trader. Now that the Orphan of the Greenblood's back in the game, I keep getting the names mixed up. In first edition, this card that does this exact effect was, I believe, the Orphan of the Greenblood, not the Greenblood Trader. So I apologize if I call it one or the other by mistake. So we just had a count of AJ's hand there. He's sitting at 10 cards. He's got 11 reserve on the board right now, assuming his Iron Throne is going to stick around till the taxation phase. And a Bastard Daughter. So I believe the idea here is to set up parity, so if a Valor goes off... Oh, wow. Third Bastard Daughter. So the idea is if Valor goes off, there'll be some, you know, lots of cards getting discarded from both players' hands. So at least AJ's got one up on that. Trying to stay level here and not lose as much if that happens. And then if... I don't know if either of them are playing first. Snow... And there's the Varus, played by Alex. He's taking the first shot at the board reset, it looks like here. Maybe not. Maybe he's just trying to scare his opponent a little bit. But that's an answer to 3 Bastard Daughters. If you don't want to lose those cards from hand, Varus will help you out, because those Bastard Daughters only take the cards when they're killed, not when they're discarded. So if they all get swept to the discard pile, Alex sits pretty and does not have to worry about any Bastard Daughters for the rest of the game. And this is pre-Flea Bottom. So there is no Flea Bottom to bring him back into play.
Actions.
So we got an entry coming in with a giant 1 strength from the Greenblood Trader here. And Varus is going to block that. Alex does not want to lose any cards. And that's going to be a pass on the challenges, looks like, for the Martell Fealty over to the Martell Stag player. For his intrigue coming back, a huge 1 strength, blocks the unopposed with another Greenblood Trader.
Reactions. Battle
Battle of the Weenies here. And Nymeria is the pull from hand. I guess they're playing Nymeria there as a pretty decent character to help deal with some of the big dude decks. Steal those icons when the boards get nice and small. Had Nymeria give me trouble on a small board when it's like, you know, my 1/7 coster and a little weenie, and I'm thinking this 7 coster can defend that military, so I won't have to lose. And then Nymeria gets slapped down, steals my military, and does military at me, and I'm killing somebody anyway. And then they can follow up with a nice march to the wall to clear your board. It's kind of gross. So I see why Nymeria is in the deck. So the plan is to go to Worlds this year to get some more videos for you guys. Going to play some Thrones, play some L5R. So hope to record some more videos. If you want to help support my trip to Worlds and make sure it happens to offset some of the costs of doing this YouTube stuff, you can support the channel anytime at patreon.com/Rob's Gaming Table. You can click the link in the description below to get there, and any amount helps, guys. Any amount helps. Much appreciated. And appreciate to all you guys who've been supporting me over the last year on here. Every little bit helps, and I appreciate it. It's helped me upgrade equipment and go to more tournaments than I anticipated. So yeah, keep those support coming, and you'll get more videos, that's for sure. So the Varus does get popped. You saw Alex take some time there to decide whether he wants to do it. You see his Viper's Eyes sitting in Alex's hand. And I believe Alex Black on the right there is now one of the co-hosts of the Wars to Come Game of Thrones 2nd edition podcast, run by one of our Patreons of the channel, actually, Jesse Carpenter, who I consider a friend now, at least a friend in the game for sure. I'm glad I got to meet him. But now he's doing his own podcast, and I recommend you guys go check that out. And Alex Black is also a part of that. So the Wars to Come. And it looks like the long plan into Fallen from Favor. We got a second Rose Road now. Looks like AJ is going first again. only getting 1 gold since he lost initiative there, 7-3. Obviously, these Martell players will, when they win initiative, they're making their opponent go second, pretty much no matter what, so they can cash in on those Dornish fiefdoms and get 2 gold instead of 1. And for those who are waiting for the Melee video, the Melee finals from Gen Con, that should be coming up on the channel shortly. So stay tuned for that. I also have that coming from Gen Con. Looks like we got Knights of the Sun marshaled in there. 3 gold still remaining. And remember, that long plan will let AJ keep that gold till the next round. So, and he'll probably only lose 1 challenge, if at all. And it will be an intrigue. Or maybe not now. Because that seems to be the only challenge that either of these 2 guys seem to be initiating anyway. But all gold spent, so nothing to save for the long plan at this time. But every time he loses a challenge, you can get a gold. And falling from favor on the other side. Obviously played there with an empty board. You don't get the downside of sacrificing a character. And Alex is going to marshal now. Looks like he's got 9 gold to work with after he cashed in 2 off that Dornish fiefdoms. But right now, AJ winning the economy battle there. And there's the secret schemes, kneeling the faction card. I think drawing 2 cards since there's 2 in the used pile. Oh, never mind. Sorry, that's the gold drawing one, or the gold gaining one. Doran's name, Doran's game. One of those 2. But he just grabbed 2 gold, so I believe it's count gold for how many plots are in used pile, which is 2. So he's up to 11 now. Now, why is he doing this? Is he looking to marshal some more characters? A lot of weenies, a big dude, bomb in an arrow Hota, play another Varys? I don't know what you want to save all the extra gold for, but maybe to win dominance? Who knows? Who knows? We'll see here, I'm sure. And we have Arion Martell entering play. That's basically like playing 2 characters, because she will jump out of play and another character will come in possibly. And we have 6 gold saved. I am curious, why did he play that event to get more money? I don't know if he's trying to get under reserve. He's got 8 reserve, I believe, with that plot. So I don't think it's that. Gotta be some reason, and I'm not thinking about it. I thought maybe he might play the Orphan of the Greenblood, throw some bestow on it, play a Vanguard Lancer, bounce him, play a Vanguard Lancer again, bounce him, you know, do that a few times, knock that 3 power away off his opponent's house card. I don't know if that, I don't think that can still happen. We see Pyromancers in Alex's hand. That could come in off of Arion's action in the dominance phase. Looks like an intrigue coming here with Elia Sand. Remember, after losing a challenge, she can give a character stealth twice per phase. And interestingly, the Pyromancers comes in, and Hota comes in off the gold. So I was right, saving that extra gold was for a Hota. It looks like you want to keep that as an option, and Hota knocks Elia Sand out of the challenge. And technically, Alex could defend right now if he was looking to win for some reason, but I don't think he wants to give AJ a gold for the long plan, so he's not going to do that. And I don't think he wants to kneel his Pyromancers to give his opponent a gold and not blow up an Iron Throne, because you know what that's what that Pyromancer is looking to do. Start getting that Chamber of the Painted Table, sweet power steal going. And it looks like AJ is going to back off on challenges. That's going to be it. And we could see Hota coming in with a military challenge here and win it, being 5 strength. And the Knight of the Sun only being at 4. And he's just going to have a pass challenges. Doesn't want to walk into his Viper's Eyes yet.
Dominance action.
So dominance is 1. Chamber of the Painted Table steals a power. And the Pyromancers chuck a power and kneel to blow up the Iron Throne.
Yeah, I think it's 6 cards. Yeah. So also 6.
And it sounds like they're both at 6 cards in hand. Both under their reserve by quite a bit. Which both these decks, just from watching them play in the previous videos and seeing them at Gen Con, it seems to be, that's in general, I guess, what Martell wants to do. Have high reserve, sit on cards, hide all their tricks in hand. And, you know, as long as the Martell player has a ton of cards in hand, you usually got to be scared. Or you just call their bluff, like I usually do, and just walk right into it. If they got it, they got it. They only have so many. Make them waste stuff early. Go at them with intrigue like crazy. That's my recommendation to a Martell, or to somebody facing a Martell player. Just as you see these guys doing it to each other, just go at them with military. Make them think. Play a 2-claim plot. Go at them with military and see what happens. If they have 2 gold, you got to be a little worried. Vengeance Fealty is a thing, I guess. And some of them are playing that scheming on the sands, like we saw Alex earlier, dropping that out to reduce claim on intrigue challenges. So that's some Martell players kind of to answer to protect their hand, and sometimes they don't care, but in this case, these decks seem to really value the hand size and protect themselves from the intrigue. And his Viper's Eyes, obviously. And we have marched into Varus Riddle, so we get double march to the wall there. So the boards are clear. Again. Should have put a counter up on the screen. How many times the boards get wiped of characters in this game? We're at 2 so far. We've seen them both burn a few Greenblood Traders. So that's partially their card draw. And we've seen a Secret Schemes play. There's a Greenblood Trader, Speak of the Devil. Another one there. So they're eventually going to start running out of drawing cards. So if they keep resetting, they will build up tons of economy in their locations, I'm sure. But there'll be that point where they just kind of run through their draw, maybe. And don't really have much, and they'll be top decking. But I think they're both going to try to avoid that for sure. We're 4 plots in now, 2 power apiece. And it looks like this time Alex is obviously going first, since he marshaled the Greenblood Trader there. And we saw AJ quickly get his Dornish Fiefdoms 2 gold there.
Really rocking up a power, huh? Top 4, 4 power.
Looks like we have a Varus is one of the characters to choose from there. I think the other one's a character, maybe Nymeria, in hand of Alex there, searching off the Greenblood Trader, looking which one to take. No, sorry, it's a Orphan of the Greenblood, which is a key to Alex's deck to get that bounce going. And that's going to help with his card draw. If you can get that Greenblood Trader back in hand and use it multiple times. He's got Corset Melisandre in there to do the same thing. If you can get Mel into play, bounce her out, do an extra kneel each turn, playing her back out. And get her bouncing with Arion too, I think. But he chooses to put there's a Secret Schemes there. And he gets 3 cards for that this time, since we're in the 4th round. 3 plots in the use pile. So he's got the Greenblood Trader, which is, like I said, a key to his little deck combo there of being able to bounce things around. That Vanguard Lancer bouncing. Knocking power away from his opponent. And we're going to see it come into play here, looks like. For 2 gold, and he bestows it for 1. And a Rose Road for a limited. Over to AJ, the Martell Fealty player, for his marshalling. He's going to get 6 gold due to his 2 Rose Roads and his 4 gold plots. He's got the Blood Orange Grove also if he needs. And we got a Secret Schemes on the other side, so 3 cards drawn from AJ. So very, very even match here. 2 power apiece, and when one draws cards, the other draws cards. When one gets gold, the other gets gold. Looks like it's pretty... pretty crazy how similar their moves have been. Looks like AJ is trying to decide what to spend his gold on here. Dropped a card there by accident. Hopefully his opponent didn't see what it was. And a Pyromancer is played on the other side. Going location hunting here on the other side of the board this time. I'm assuming looking to blow up the Iron Throne first. And if for some reason that guy is still there on the next go around, looking for the Chamber of the Painted Table. So we have an unopposed intrigue grabbing another copy of Nymeria going to the discard pile of AJ. That's 2 now. And an unopposed power challenge from the Orphan of the Green Blood. And we should see his Viper's Eyes here. And there it is. No Hands Judgment to cancel. Oh, we see Last of Giants, Arion, bunch of locations, an event. Hard to tell. A couple events. And we got that Corset Melisandre in there. I think a Rose Road or a King's Road there in the back. And Arion Martell goes to the discard pile. And for claim, we have Vengeance for Ilya stopping the power from shifting there. And Dominance is 1. Power stolen from Chamber of the Painted Table.
I figured you had to have something like that, because otherwise you don't get to Pyromancers, right? Yep. Stand.
Oh, we had Pyromancers there. Sorry, blow up the Iron Throne like I thought was going to happen. And that's why Alex went in on the power challenge there. He was trying to clear all the power off of AJ's house card. So in Dominance, he wouldn't have a power to spend to do the Pyromancers to blow up the Iron Throne. And it looks like Chuck to reserve there was the Last of the Giants on the Martell Fealty side.
I'm thinking in the taxation phase, if that's okay. I'm thinking in the taxation phase.
So it looks like we're in taxation phase. Looks like Alex is debating maybe bouncing with the Orphan of the Green Blood, sending the Green Blood Trader back to hand so you can play him, play that Green Blood Trader later. Not sure his reserve here. I think it's 7.
Oh, what was the reserve for last one? Sorry.
Yeah, it is 8 reserve, so they're just double checking it. But Iron Throne is gone, so it's actually 7 now, I believe. I think. But good job on AJ just double checking. Make sure the another benefit of blowing up the Iron Throne is reducing reserve.
This is post-taxation.
So in that taxation action window, we have the Orphan of the Green Blood triggered there, spending a gold to put the Green Blood Trader back into Alex's hand. And we have March to the Wall into Valor.
Valor, huh?
Not sure we're gonna Valor.
That's fair. No, I mean, that play makes sense, right? Doesn't matter.
So it's up to Alex here to decide who's going first.
Your first player.
And of course he makes AJ first player.
Sure, let's kill him.
They're dead.
And he chooses Valor first over March.
To the dead pile. Drop? Yeah.
Play 4. Robin?
I have an action.
So AJ this time having 2 claim, or sorry, 0 claim, only 2 gold is what I meant to say. Plus the 2 from the Rose Roads, and he got 1 for his Dornish Fiefdoms, and he's got that Blood Orange Grove there. So technically, oh, and Fealty. He's got roughly 7 economy if he wants there, if he's got some Martell loyal stuff happening. But instead he's going to play a Secret Scheme, spends a buck. He's got a Neela's faction card.
Nice.
drawing 4 cards.
Cards in him.
6.
And maybe Alex is in on a hand judgment here. And it's going through. And they're at the final table, so I can't really say much, but and I'm not, so I would have canceled that. If he has the hand judgment, maybe he's trying to bluff it, but I definitely would have canceled my opponent getting 4 cards from hand and killing one of his 3 secret schemes, which in a possible long game like this one can be, that could be game changing. And we see a second Dornish Fiefdoms now on the Martell Fealty side, so still a steady stream of economy for the Martell Fealty player AJ. And we've only seen 1 Dornish Fiefdoms and a Rose Road on the other side of the table. And another Green Blood Schrader here. Drawing a card. Taking 2, looking at 1, putting 1 in hand. Taking 2, sorry, drawing 2, taking 1, putting the other 1 on the bottom of the deck. He could put both on the bottom of the deck if he wants to. Doesn't have to draw 1. I don't know why you wouldn't, though. Once all the cards in your hand were like the most amazing ever, and you didn't want to risk losing any to reserve. So we do see Varys in the Martell Fealty player's hand, AJ there. He's got an Orphan of the Green Blood of his own now, looks like. And he's going to play it, but no money for Bestow.
It's a good card, right?
When I first saw it, I thought it was garbage. But now that we've got the econ, it's great. It's unique.
So 7 gold, it looks like, to work with on the other side. Let's see what Alex marshals out here to deal with this huge board of characters, big, strong dudes across the board from him with 0 claim. I'm totally kidding. Weenies all day here in this finals. And there's the second Dornish Fiefdoms on the Martell Stag side of things. And whoa, opening with a Green Blood Trader. Who would have thought? I think he's got a Jack and Hagar there to choose from with the Green Blood Trader. Not sure what the other card is. Looks like it's an event. Stop flipping them so quickly. Looks like his Viper's Eyes is what the other card is. So he's going to take the Jack and Hagar and put his Viper's Eyes on the bottom of the deck. And Melisandre coming out, kneeling the Orphan of the Green Blood. And it sounds like we're on to challenges now. Over to the Martell Fealty player. Can do an intrigue for 1 if he wants. I'm sure Melisandre could block that completely. And then...
pass action?
Yeah, no challenges here. It doesn't make sense to do any, I guess, with 0 claim. And we're going to have an intrigue coming for 1, blocking the unopposed.
Actions? Reactions? Sorry. Oh, okay. I remember.
And he grabs a Palace Spearman on the intrigue claim. Now, does he do the power challenge? Do we see some of his Viper's Eyes flying out of hands, rummaging through the hand of Alex here? I don't think he's ready for that yet. I don't think he wants AJ's hands all over his cards just yet. Look at the size of this discard pile. It's crazy. It's getting about the height of his deck there. I'm sure that discard pile will surpass the height of the deck at some point in this game.
And I owe you 2 bucks.
I owe you some cards as well.
And that's all we got. Big eventful challenges phases here, where not much seems to be going on. No player wants to really risk it. And now we're going to have some discard to taxation here, it looks like. Got 5 reserve on the right, 5 reserve on the left, I believe.
Entry discard pile again?
I don't know, looks like Alex has quite the discard pile also. And it looks like AJ's chucking a Blood Orange Grove. Feels like he doesn't need any more economy, I guess. Or maybe he's sitting on some others in hand. That does seem to be the least important economy card he has. Doesn't really use the Blood Orange Grove he has out there too much, I don't think. And a Venomous Blade. Discarded for taxation. Which actually, that Venomous Blade could be pretty devastating in this matchup. Doing the hand back-to-hand bounce after characters leave and play, and then coming back in and killing these little chuds across the table, and maybe preventing some intrigue challenges. Maybe it has another one in hand, but I think that would have not been a bad card at all to get that cycling. Yeah, thinking about it, it should be able to kill a Orphan of the Greenblood. Pretty sure. Just gonna look up the exact text on that card. I haven't played in a while. Yeah, you character with printed strength 2 or lower. So yeah, the Orphan of the Greenbloods are pretty key to Alex's deck across the table, I think. And you can stop that bounce real fast if you're marshalling in Venomous Blade and throwing a poison token and marshalling and killing that Orphan of the Greenblood by the end of the marshalling phase. As long as he doesn't have 2 on the board, which can save the other and send the other one back to hand to get the poison token falling off. But maybe that's why AJ chucked it. He just thinks, you know, those Orphan of the Greenbloods are a great answer for Venomous Blade, so just returning characters back to hand. But I don't know, it kills the character that returns back to hand, or is returning everyone back to hand. So I personally think it's decent, but you guys can let me know in the comments below if I'm crazy. Let's get another Blood Orange Grove out on the other side. Oh, it's actually only 1 Dornish Fiefdoms on Alex's side there. It looks like it's 2 Blood Orange Groves. I might have said he had 2. I don't think he does. It's only 1, so... yeah, my mistake earlier. And there it is, Orphan of the Greenblood, speak of the devil. But obviously with AJ going first, it's going to be hard for him to get those guys with the Venomous Blades. Unless he ambushes it in, which I don't think is a bad idea. And there's an Iron Throne has made a return appearance here on the Martell Stag side.
Oh shit. Did I draw for my turn?
Uh-oh, looks like we have some trouble here.
Yeah.
We got the judge called.
Judge.
So we have Counting Coppers and Retaliation played here, and Alex is not sure if he drew his cards.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I just want to...
Yeah, it looks like he did draw. He just wasn't sure. I believe he thought he took his Counting Coppers 3 cards, but forgot to draw the 2. You just want to stop and check, but it looks like the count is good. And obviously walking into Retaliation forces Alex to go first on the right. And now can those Greenblood traders return, or Orphan of the Greenbloods return themselves back to hand? That is maybe a question about my little Venomous Blade dilemma here. Let's see if we can read the Orphan of the Greenblood here. And we got a Palace Spearman in there who has an Intrigue icon since he is going second. Let's see, Orphan of the Greenblood, discard 1 gold from Orphan of the Greenblood to return another character you control to its owner's hand. So it cannot return itself back to hand. So the Venomous Blade, that's now in the discard pile, I believe would have been a good play here. To throw it out there on like a Greenblood trader, or that Orphan of the Greenblood on the other side. Well, you know we'll probably just go away anyway and return that Venomous Blade back to hand. And we got a Secret Schemes here, looking for 5 cards on the draw. Looks like AJ winning in the card draw department here and the economy department so far.
It's a fair card. It's a properly balanced card.
And we got a third Dornish fiefdom, so really winning the econ battle here. See if you can put that 2-claim plot to work here. Try to get back into this game. Right now he is losing by 7. 7-0. Gotta make something happen here. Does have Varys in hand, but I don't think he has 2 of them, I think. Oh, he's going to play one, actually. And with a dupe. So he's going to use the stealth on it to make sure he wins an intrigue challenge for 2-claim, I guess. Makes sense. And when he feels like he needs to, he can pop that Varys off. But he might just use Varys as a character straight up here and put his stealth to work.
7.
So no gold left on either side, it looks like. So no risk here of nightmares on the Varys. I think this could be an interesting turn here. Might turn this thing around. Remember, Alex is playing Scheming on the Sands, which drops, after he loses an unopponent challenge, drops the claim value to 0. So at least one of those, maybe 2 of those 2-claim challenges aren't really going to matter. So we have an intrigue coming in here first with Green Blood Trader for 1 strength. Can be fully blocked by the Palace Spearman or the Varys. Or just chump block to prevent unopposed with the Green Blood Trader. And he's gonna use the Varys. Not sure I would have gone that route. I would like to keep him up for stealth, coming back on the offense, but what do I know? But he fully blocks it, saves his hand. I think we're gonna see a walk into some venom, his Viper's Eyes here. I think AJ's got to go for it here. With 2 claims showing, he's just got to do it. And if not, he's just gonna burn through them, burn through those Scheming on the Sands, and get some of those events gone out of his opponent's hand. I think he's got to start playing some standard thrones here to get back in this game, but that may punish him. That's what these Martell decks are meant to do, punish your opponent for being aggressive. So he's going to start with an intrigue of 1. Melisandre blocks for 4. See, I don't get it. I don't get it. Why wouldn't he open with military? Why he wouldn't save Varys to stealth past Melisandre? Guys, let me know. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? I don't know. Like, I mean, you guys might know better, being Martell players out there. Or just maybe a little brighter than me. Yeah, I don't know. I would have put that 2-claim to work here. Aggressively going after my opponent's hand. With no gold save, you don't have to worry about Vengeance for Elia. And we get a power challenge there. Getting blocked the unopposed, but claim of 2. Problem is that Chamber of the Painted Table and Iron Throne are hiding out there.
I took my claim already. Fetch.
And it looks like he wanted to play his Viper's Eyes, but they already went to claim.
Power, I took 2 power off, but so I would miss my window if I took 2 power off.
Yeah, you're resolving claim.
Yeah, Nate rules correctly. So Alex did take power off his house, so it's not like he didn't do claim already, but he was trying to see if he could do his Viper's Eyes that he missed there, the reaction. But we are in a finals at a North American Nationals, so it makes sense why AJ would not budge on that one. And Dominance there, stealing a power with the Painted Table. Yeah, I would have tried to get that 2-claim intrigue off first, no matter what. That would have been most important in my books, but AJ not going that route. Just throwing the Green Blood Trader and getting blocked by the Melisandre. I don't think that was a great idea. And they're that green blood trader with the 2 gold going to work, bouncing everyone back to hand, setting up for a Valor most likely. And it looks like Last of the Giants getting chucked here for taxation on the left side of the board. And no Varus pop there at the end of Dominance. Yeah, only 4 reserve on the Martell Fealty side, so looks like he has got to lose 3 cards. Gets rid of Maester Kaliata, Desert Scavenger, and a Last of the Giants.
An on-time final, but how close is it to?
You're okay on reserve, right?
They can play in the
I am,
hallway.
yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Pick up the
7, 8,
table.
9.
We'll make it work.
That's pop.
Let's do it.
And there's Valor into Battle of the Blackwater. Oh no!
Sure. I'll have Alar go off first.
You sure?
And of course, AJ goes first. Chooses his plot, or Valor to go first, so that way the dupe from Varus doesn't get discarded, and Varus will stick around after the Valor.
No.
And no duplicates on locations, it looks like, to discard.
Yeah, we're good.
Like 6.
So again, for most of this game, we have AJ going first again. Gets his 3rd Rose Road in play. And we're going to have them go back and forth on Dornish Fiefdom actions here. Getting their money.
I'm gonna grab my.
Go ahead, yeah.
And we have Miss Marcella Baratheon, who I believe, while there's no, I think it's no king, no lady, forget what it is, we'll find out in 2 seconds. While there are no king characters in play, Marcella Baratheon gains renown and does not kneel to be, or when declared as a defender in a power challenge. So she's got renown right now and doesn't have to kneel when defending in a power challenge. And I don't see any kings being played anytime soon out of these decks. And we have a Pyromancer's looking to hunt down that Iron Throne again. And 1 gold save, but he's going to have to keep a power on his house card in Dominance to do that. And, yeah. That Iron Throne and Painted Table are going to be trouble. So he's got to win a power challenge here to steal a power. And then not lose a power challenge to go back down to 1. Because then he'll lose it right at the start of Dominance before you would have the option to do the Dominance action on the Pyromancers to trigger that and go Iron Throne hunting. And he only has 1 power icon on the board.
Surprised.
And a green blood trader to start here. You hear AJ making jokes, surprised about that. As we've seen every round, it feels like they both start with green blood traders. And Melisandre kneeling the Pyromancers, so the Iron Throne will live to fight another day. Or another round, I guess. Or the table and chair combo will continue to be assembled.
Intrigue stuff?
Intrigue of 3, stealthing the green blood trader.
Do you have any actions?
No. Okay.
Your first player, right?
Yes.
Do you have any reactions?
No.
And scheming on the Sands plate to reduce claim down to 0. Gets that unopposed power with Varus. Doing that unopposed intrigue. Melisandre wasn't going down the block. And we have a power with Marcella Baratheon.
My first one.
Not caring to be
Okay.
defensive.
No, second one. I lied.
And we might see some of his Viper's Eyes go off here. Or Melisandre might defend. think Alex is trying to think ahead here. If that Pyromancer is still going to be around next round, and how much power AJ will have, and will he have enough to trigger him, and whether he wants to lose it or not. But he is going to defend with Melisandre.
No challenges?
Action. Fealty.
Sure. Is the psych out, AJ? Because I think if you had it, you just wait till I attacked. Right?
Yes.
I'm not sure what they're talking about here, which card he thinks he has or he doesn't have.
If you do have it, I care.
Unpost.
He thinks he has his Viper's Eyes. He could have used to losing the power challenge there.
It was a fake out.
And he gets the third copy of Nymeria's now in the discard pile.
Got all that. I'm gonna pass. This chamber you.
Yeah, no, his Viper's Eyes only after you lose his defending player.
Cards in hand.
So that can't be it.
So you got Chuck 3.
Check 2.
Oh, yeah.
Chuck test it.
No, we're good.
So Alex is going to look through his locations here, what he's got on the board. He's got to chuck a bunch of cards to reserve. Sound like he has to chuck 2 or 3 at least. Since he played Valor and has an Iron Throne, he's got 6 reserve. Well, it looks like he wants to get rid of 2. So one of them's Crescent. I'm not sure what the other one was. And it looks like that was their 7th plot. So they're back around here to choose from all the plots.
Sorry.
You're fine, you're fine.
So Valor being pinned on Alex's side. That could mean less resets coming. So we have, looks like Alex on the right thought that AJ was going to play maybe Counting Coppers, try to hit it with a Varus Riddle. Maybe he just wants the gold, but we have the long plan coming out, starting us off again here on the plots for the Martell Fealty side. Looks like he's going to try to lead maybe with some more gold into the Counting Coppers again.
One. Still got one. Still my other 2.
So Alex is up 10 power to 1. Can AJ turn this around here? That is the question. And I think the story of the game so far has been the Iron Thrones, like we thought from the beginning, with that Pyromancers battling back and forth and trying to stop that painted table. And that painted table has basically been allowed to run wild for, feels like, most of the game here. And that's just what's been pulling, sucking power from AJ's house card over to Alex's. And looks like AJ is just going empty hand here, going balls to the wall, marshalling everything he's got. And still having gold to spare. You don't have to worry about his Viper's Eyes when you got nothing in hand to put in the discard pile, that's for sure. I think AJ realizes here, at this point they've already been playing for about an hour, so they're halfway through their time. And Alex is only 5 power away from winning, so if not to do challenges, AJ has put all those bodies out there to at least try to keep dominance from going to Alex's side. That Knight of the Sun does not have Renown right now, since there's only 1 plot in the used pile, and they need at least 3 in there. Green Blood Traders going to work. Just keeping Alex's hand nice and full. And if you see that purple deck up at the top of the screen there is a lot smaller than that discard pile now. Figured that would happen. Not sure about the pink deck on the bottom of the screen here, but a little hard to tell at that angle if it's lower than that discard pile. It's probably getting pretty close, if it's not already. So the difference here is Martell player on the right has a bunch of cards in hand right now. He has gold, he could play a bunch, but right now he's got the cards in hand to be sneaky, and he plays out a Varus. Looks like he's just going to Varus his opponent's board. Which makes sense. Your opponent plays his whole hand out on the board. You're playing a Varus deck. What do you do in that situation? You Varus him. You wipe the board, leave him with nothing in hand, nothing on the board, and then you just win the game. And obviously Alex has options in hand. Probably has some characters to refill his board after that Varus, where AJ has nothing in his hand right now, and hopefully top decks into something. And we have an Ocean Road played out for economy on the right side. And that's going to be it, sitting on 3 gold. So I'm surprised he did not play out a Orphan of the Green Blood there to send characters back to hand before his Varus. And we got a military challenge here with the House Day Knight. And it goes unopposed. Green Blood Trader dies. No, his Viper's Eyes, obviously. Empty hand, why bother? And we have a power challenge here with the Palace Spearman coming in for 4 strength. Let's just go in the classic challenges route here, trying to slow Alex down. He needs that power too to get that Pyromancers to blow up that Iron Throne. He's got to do it, or blow up the Chamber of the Painted Table, but I think the Iron Throne first, and then you worry about the Chamber of the Painted Table after that. And it is going to go unopposed. So AJ now has 4 power. Alex has 9.
Intrigue. Stealthing,
And we have an intrigue challenge here coming in with Marcella and Varus. Stealthing Melisandre. And no defenders. Oh, getting a renown too on Marcella. Forgot about that. Even though she'll probably just go away here.
So 2, 6, 7, 8 for Dom. So that should be there. Let's go ahead and intrigue.
So we have an intrigue here with Varus on the other side, stealthing the Pyromancers. And he gets the long plan gold there triggered. Goes unopposed. No cards in hand, obviously, so basically 0 claim. And it looks like we got Melisandre coming in for a 4 strength power challenge. And the unopposed is blocked with the Knights of the Sun. And he gets the gold off of the long plan. And we're at 11 to 4. And we got the dominance win and triggering of the Chamber of the Painted Table. And Pyromancer spending a power.
Did I already do that? I think I should be at 13. Okay, sorry. Thank you. Yes, got it.
And the Iron Throne is blowed up. And we got Varus triggered at the end of the dominance phase there.
It's a dead Iron Throne.
Yeah, look at those discard piles. Oh, man. So 13 power now on Alex's side, just like that. He's 2 power away from winning. AJ is at 2 only. Funny little side story with this Martell Stag deck is if you go back on the channel to the Dueling Grounds Store Championship in December of 2016, you'll see this deck in its early workings. One of the testing partners there of Alex Black's testing group, who I play with, actually brought that deck back in its early forms before Orphan of the Green Blood, brought it to a Store Championship, played on the video 3 times, said he was okay with it, and then got home and basically got in trouble from his Seattle buddies, like Alex Black, telling him not to play it on camera and making the mistake. They didn't I guess know he was going to do that. So they wanted to keep the deck secret to prepare for nationals later in the year. And I thought they were crazy and basically told them that's not happening. I'm putting the videos up no matter what. I went all the way to the tournament, spent my money to go there and recorded the videos, and basically 3 out of 4 videos I got that day would have not been posted. That would have been silly, especially the finals. But yeah, the deck did really well, and they told me just kind of keep it on the hush-hush, but I still posted the videos. I thought they were nuts. I'm like, no way you're playing this, you know, like 4 or 5 chapter packs later, a deluxe box comes out, whatever. But here it is at the final table of Gen Con. It was also played at Thrones War, did very well. And you can hear Alex Black discuss it on the White Book podcast. And I think he discussed it on the Wars to Come podcast also. But you can hear his story about his run-up with the deck and playing it over the last few months and basically since last year and all the prep he's done to get up to this point. And his story of Gen Con. I recommend you go back and listen to the White Book where Alex Black was on it talking about his Gen Con experience. Pretty interesting. But yeah, they kind of proved me wrong. I didn't expect them to actually play it at Nationals. They didn't take it to U.S. Nationals, though. And but they brought it to North American Nationals here. And yeah. So I was proven wrong. But yeah, if you want to see that deck doing some work on its early days, the Martell Stag, go back, Dueling Grounds Tour Championship playlist on the channel from December of 2016. And you can see this deck in its early days. So we got Arion, an Ice of the Sun, a Hellstain Knight, and a Desert Scavenger now out on AJ's side. So he's just marshalling out dudes. Drawing cards, obviously playing that Counting Coppers after that long plan made sense. And since that board is empty, we got Fallen from Favor on the other side. Not really doing much, but getting tons of gold and leaving tons of reserve for Alex here. But can he close it out here and get the last 2 power he needs? He's staring at 8 power strength across the board, so that might be a little hard to win a power challenge here, but he's got the money to play dudes. See, he's got the Last of the Giants in hand. Does he still have that Jack and Agar? That Jack and Agar can cause some trouble here. So he's going to play an Ocean Road. Oh, here we go. We got the Cancer Lancer making his first appearance here in the finals. Coming in, getting rid of a power. And the Orphan of the Greenblood coming in is going to get some Bestow and send the Vanguard Lancer back to hand. Basically putting salt in the wound here of AJ's. Knocking power, any power away he has. Basically crushing any hopes and dreams he might have here to win the finals. And that's what this deck does. That's where it gets the Cancer part of its name. It's just a pain in the ass. No matter how much power you get, it just knocks your power away. And yeah, you just, no chance.
Pass action.
And the Orphan of the Greenblood gets 2 for Bestow there. And tons of gold saved. On Alex's side. Does he have another Hota in hand he's going to bomb in? Does he just save that for winning dominance? He's basically got an Iron Throne's worth of gold there to help him with that Chamber to Painted Table. Forcing AJ to have to win a power here to and defend a power to make sure that that dominance and Chamber to Painted Table just doesn't win him the game. So we have an Intrigue here with the Outstayed Knight of 2. And there is Hota. He did have another Hota in hand, and he is knocking him out of the challenge. Doesn't want to lose any more cards out of hand. Doing that Intrigue kind of forces it. He might want to save that Hota for maybe a power challenge, but decides he's got to use it now or he could lose it to the Intrigue. So now we got a power with Arion coming in. Looks like AJ still has a card in hand at least, so he could have something else to jump in with Arion. And we have Last of the Giants played. There's Jack and Agar coming in with Intimidate. He's going to trigger his ability and target the 1 unique across the board to give it a Valar Morghulis token. And if Jack and Agar wins the challenge, he can trigger a reaction to basically target kill Arion Martell there if she's still around.
I'm thinking about blocks.
Okay.
I haven't blocked yet. Yeah.
He might use Jack and Agar here to block the power challenge, which he could. 5 strength alone block it. But then he wouldn't have enough power to come back and win a power challenge of his own with that Knights of the Sun there standing with 4 strength, plus the Desert Scavenger with 1. So I think he's got to do it here.
What's the worst you can do here?
Look at that. They got a discard pile, man. He's going through like an entire deck here. This is crazy. Crazy, crazy stuff. But yeah, Alex did give the deck to a bunch of other guys, his metamates and his testing buddies from Toronto and Seattle. We're all running this deck at the tournament. Even Chris Thompson was running it. And yeah, the creator of the deck, the champion of the deck here is the one sitting at the final table, the Martell Stag deck I'm referring to. They all didn't make the cut. So his deck is defeatable, that's for sure. But It is here sitting at the final table of Gen Con. And we have his Viper's Eyes getting rid of a dupe of Arion that could have came into play there, but not another character. And I think that's what AJ would have put into play there if he had it. I still think he put the dupe in, but I don't know. Because he could have triggered Arion to put that dupe into play before the claim there, and that dupe would save Arion from dying from Jack Nagar's ability. So I'm not sure why he didn't play that. AJ, if you're watching, let us know in the comments below why you didn't just put Arion's dupe into play there. Unless he was just trying to bait his Viper's Eyes. Just wanted to get it burned. AJ counting out the power here. Counting out the totals. Counting out the strength. It's a very, very uphill battle here. If he's going to be able to turn it around. And passes challenges over to Alex. Can he close it out here? He needs 3 power.
So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 7.
And we get a power challenge with Jack and Nagar.
Reaction.
And there's the kill reaction onto Arion Martell.
Pass.
Deals the power.
Dominance.
And dominance, and wins the game. Congrats to Alex Black, our Gen Con 50 2017 Joust North American Champion for Game of Thrones 2nd Edition. And here is the final move here of the game. You guys see all the players watching. There's Tom Malucci sitting there at the side. Front row seat. But yeah, you see some of the designers, a bunch of the players, a lot of fans around. It was a good time for all. Congrats to Alex Black. Congrats to AJ for making it to the final table. That guy is very consistent. Was doing well at all the tournaments I go to and see him. And there's Alex with his awesome trophy. And yeah, so congrats, our North American champion, Alex Black, who, oh, look, he's a top donator there on patreon.com. Sorted alphabetically, of course, but he's the first name you see there. So thanks to his support. And you guys can help support the channel by doing so. Get your names in the credits, name at the start of the videos, and help get me to Worlds and get you guys some more videos, help offset the cost of all this work I do on this YouTube channel. And yeah, just thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Make sure you slap that like button on all these Game of Thrones videos and subscribe to the channel, like I said, if you're new here. And more coming up from Canadian Nationals. We got the Melee for Gen Con and other tournament footage coming up, and hopefully Worlds. So stick around to the channel. We got more coming. Thanks a lot, guys. See you in the next one.